Now we'll look at biologically forms of meta-learning. So in the previous tutorial, we explored what issues underlie continual learning and how meta-learning can help us solve them in the supervised learning case. So where for each sample or each input, you have a particular output that needs to map to. But that's not how usually organisms function in the world, right? First, you don't have reward outputs or targets at every single instance of your life. I'm doing something now, I don't get rewards at every single second of what I'm doing. You usually create plans, right? You don't have direct supervision, but you create a plan about what you want to do. And then at the end of like the sequence of actions, you would get some reward. Okay, you successfully executed your plan, right? So that's how organisms work. So we have to operate in that domain if we want to study biologically plausible forms of continual learning. So reinforcement learning is the framework from machine learning, which is better suited to thinking about biologically plausible learning. So here, as a reminder, reinforcement learning is an approach to learning where we have agents and they learn to act based on sparse rewards, as I was saying. Like the agent has to create a plan, and at the end of its action sequence, it might get a reward. And then it has to figure out what actions and what states led to that reward. So the same problems that plague continual learning in the supervised setting, or even the unsupervised setting, which we don't discuss here, will affect reinforcement learning because at the end of the day, we are learning some input-output function anyway, right? In reinforcement learning, you would learn either, let's say, a policy wherein you know which state you are in and what actions you want to take, or you might also learn a value function. So given a state you are in, is that a good state to be in, right? Right now, am I feeling nice, for example? So it's still state like input output map. And if you learned a particular input output mapping and then you get a new input output mapping to learn, then you can overwrite the previous input output mapping. Researchers have thought about this problem also from the standpoint of RL. And so there is this subfield of meta reinforcement learning. And researchers have studied how that could happen in machines and thereby also modeling how it could happen in humans. So we'll explore one such biologically inspired form of meta learning in this day's tutorial. So we need to talk about a task, right? Like what simple task can we take to start figuring out if we can do meta learning for reinforcement learning. So Harlow experiment is the task we consider now. So in the Harlow experiment, what monkeys had to do was they were shown two objects, right? And you'll see this now in your tutorial. Shown two objects and they don't know what to do with them. They make a selection and they either get a reward or not, right? And so by doing these actions over and over, they finally realize, oh well, this is one object. If I choose this object, then I get a reward, right? So this was done to show that like you can have flexibility in learning because then you can show a new pair of objects and then you can see like how fast the monkeys get in learning these state reward associations. This was done way back in the 1940s. So you will now perform some trials of the Harlow experiment in the tutorial. So if you can figure out if you get the most reward with your actions, and then we'll move to our reinforcement learning on that situation.